Okay, I'd like to convene our evening session of Nelson County Board of Supervisors. And we'll start with public comments. I have no one that signed up previously to speak to public comments. If there's anyone here who'd like to, this is your opportunity to do it. And if not, we will move on to our public hearings. So we have 3 public hearings tonight. The rules for public hearings are really the same as public comments, but I'll go over them for the benefit of everybody here. You get 3 minutes to speak to the item which the specific hearing is on, and Dr. Ligon will make sure you're in under the 3-minute timeline, and at 30 seconds she'll let you know, with 30 seconds left. And the chair has the ability to extend beyond that time if you haven't effectively wrapped up yet. And the if you're representing a group or an organization and you identify them, then you can speak for up to 5 minutes. And all the usual consideration for appropriate comments is appreciated. And we will move on to the special use permit 250019 for a banquet hall, and Dylan will tell us about it.
All right, this is a request for a special use permit to allow banquet hall use within an existing structure, property zone A1 agriculture. The Planning Commission heard this at their meeting in February. This is located at 99 Morse Lane in Arrington in the South District, owned by Crystal and James Harris. The property does have an approved special use permit from 2010 for long-term indoor vehicle storage. That was approved by the Board of Supervisors May 11th, 2010. So there are 2 existing warehouses on the property that are currently serving the storage garage use. The applicants are proposing to convert a portion of one of the warehouses to be used as event space. Banquet hall in our ordinance currently defined as a facility for hosting public and or private events, including but not limited to weddings, receptions, social events or parties, and workshops, used as a venue for social, cultural, recreational, and or educational activities, and banquet halls do not include lodging. The area is residential in nature with some commercial and institutional uses, such as the Heritage Center, which is now home to the Health Department. That's on the other side of 29. Zoning in the vicinity is A1, and there are no floodplains on this property. It is accessed by an existing entrance on Morse Lane. VDOT did review the request, and they determined the existing entrance to be sufficient for the proposed use. Parking requirements in the zoning ordinance indicate 1 space for each 100 square feet of area. The floor area of the proposed event space is approximately 4,200 square feet. That's at least 42 parking spaces. There is an existing gravel parking lot with 50 spaces and additional parking if necessary. There's existing septic and spring-fed water on the property. The applicant's working with Old Dominion Engineering to complete a capacity assessment. The Health Department indicated they have been in contact and don't believe their proposal will add any additional load onto their existing septic system. For comprehensive plan, the property is located in a rural area on our future land use map. The core concept is to ensure protection of county's rural landscape and economy by maintaining open space, scenic views, and agricultural uses. Rural areas do comprise the majority of the county, and alterations and retrofits to existing developments to enhance resiliency and conform to current standards is encouraged, however, expansion is not. Here's a GIS view of the property. So warehouses there, Heritage Center. And then, as always, your special use permit review criteria shall not change the character, established pattern of development. You shall be in harmony with other uses permitted by right, should not affect adversely use of neighboring property, adequately served by public or private water and sewer, and shall not result in destruction, loss, or damage of any significant feature. At their meeting in February, Planning Commission voted 4-0 to recommend approval of this special use permit for banquet hall at 99 Morse Lane. Do you have any questions for me?
Anyone have questions for Dylan, about this?
The study on the occupancy, you said that was in process?
So Old Dominion Engineering is who they're working with doing a capacity assessment. They're not going to be required to fulfill any of those unless the special use permit gets approved. So they're also having to work with a registered design professional on the building code aspect of the building to change the use to an assembly use.
Okay, so they don't have that yet.
I don't believe so, no.
Okay.
They want to make sure that the special use permit gets approved first.
Gotcha. Okay.
Well, you'll get your opportunity to speak in a moment.
Okay. Any questions for Dylan? Okay, thank you. The permit applicants are here. Okay, would you like to tell us about your project?
Sure. So as Dylan was saying, we've taken the front part of one of the existing warehouses and we've kind of cleared it out and made it personal space to begin with. So we've just decided to start renting it out and holding events there to, of course, generate more revenue for this place and add on to their existing revenue there. So.
Oh, so the study, you said you had
The
completed?
architect has already drawn it all up.
Okay.
We've already got it
Yeah,
all.
we've
done.
already sent a plan
Yeah.
to Jeremy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And the occupancy part, the number of people that they're?
300.
Okay.
Yep, they've done that. That is part of it because we're right under the 5,000 square feet. So that brings our occupancy up to right at 300. So, as the architect was saying.
And so is there any, with the occupancy and the amount of parking, are there rules on, do we have existing rules on that?
So the only parking requirements in the ordinance are based on floor area.
All right then. And that applies, and it's fine.
Yeah, it does not relate to the occupancy, unless there are fixed seats, which there are not.
Fascinating.
Okay. Dylan, as long as you're up here, I assume that the adjoining properties were contacted about the application?
Yes, that's correct. We're required to notify by mail
Right. Okay.
any property that adjoins or crosses the street.
Okay. Okay. I don't have any more questions. Any? Okay.
Has anybody heard from any constituents on the project before today?
All I heard was today.
Yeah.
At our earlier meeting.
Mhm.
There was concern about the church functions.
Yeah. Have you had any communication with the churches?
We have,
Church?
sir.
Okay. Okay.
They probably gonna get a church renting that place here now.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. Okay. We'll open the public hearing. If anyone here wants to speak to the public hearing on the banquet hall, open the public hearing. If no one is speaking, I will close the public hearing. And board, what's your pleasure?
It's my district.
Mhm.
Well, I did a drive-by before the planning commission meeting. I didn't feel it was gonna change the character of the area. Of course, we did hear in public comment at our previous meeting, concerns about the church. I guess I'll be slightly amiable to during church hours, making sure, I mean, curtailing something, but beyond that, I'm okay with this.
Okay. Were you suggesting that there be a condition to this, or?
A discussion at least. I'm not 100% for or against, but I'm just
Well-
recognizing what was said earlier.
Yeah, I mean, and certainly in the discussions of churches and how they are active, I mean, there's also nothing that would prohibit them from allowing a church to rent this facility from them. So I wouldn't want them to limit that. I think them being good neighbors and not doing something, probably 9 a.m. to 12 on Sunday.
But you do have to remember we're not side by side either.
Yeah.
Correct.
We are down here with the church and up there, so the two actually follow each other. I can't really see it.
Yeah, I mean, that
No,
thing's
no,
on
I-
top of the hill.
Yeah,
29's gonna be louder than
right.
anything they're doing in that.
That's exactly right.
So, yeah, I mean, I don't think the condition's necessary just from my purview. I wouldn't want to limit them, like if they have a if someone or relative wanted to do a baby shower Sunday at 9 a.m., I don't think that's necessary.
It doesn't happen, but okay.
Might not happen. They might be Baptist, okay?
Well, then everything's done inside too. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is correct, everything is inside.
Everything will be
Yeah.
done inside.
Yeah. I would note that the planning commission does not recommend any conditions,
No, yep,
so.
you're
Okay.
right, they did not.
Okay. So,
Can I see your thing, because I left mine in the car?
yes.
I move that we approve SUP 250019, banquet hall in A1 on 99 Morris Lane.
Second?
Okay. Motion and a second. Any more discussion? Okay, roll call.
Mr. Parr?
Yes.
Dr. Lee?
Yes.
Mr. Rutherford?
Yes.
Mr. Reed?
Yes. Okay, thank you very much.
Thanks, guys.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Our second public hearing is on the fiscal year 26 to 31 secondary 6-year road plan. Mr. Brown?
Ron.
See you guys.
All right, folks. After we had our work session, I took the comments back that you all made and incorporated into a revised 6-year plan. And also changed the unpaid road priority list per our discussions. This right here, if you remember, we wanted to get Summer, Lonesome Pine Road and Finley Gap Road in the plan. We could not get Finley Gap in the plan due to budgeting in the last year. We were able to get Lonesome Pine Road in there and get that in the plan in the last year of the 6-year plan. Per I think what was y'all's instructions, we did put Finley Gap as priority number 3 below Spring Valley Road. I think that was the instructions not the instructions, I think that's y'all's wishes. So that is the priority list. And again, this is just a list we use to keep up priorities. Really, the county owns this list right here. I just keep it for you all. And when we need projects, I go to this list right here to find projects. That's the whole purpose of this right here, and to track constituents' requests. So any questions on this right here?
Yeah, that's a moving list. That's a moving around list.
All right. The next document we'll review is the actual plan itself. Priority 1 through 10, those were existing projects. We did there is a typo on priority 5. That should be no, that's right, we got it changed, Fort Mountain, that's right. We did move Greenfield and Gulliesville down to the bottom of the list, like we talked about, and then we added Lonesome Pine Road as priority 12. That was the only addition to the 6-year plan. And if you see, we couldn't get Finley Gap in there because if it's in the plan, it has to be fully funded. So next year, we should be able to move Finley Gap into the plan, and it'd be fully funded in FY 31 and 32. Because if you see, we did not designate all of our unpaid road monies. We have $169,000 in FY 31 that was not designated. So, and that's okay. That's so fly out. It really isn't that important right now either way. But that just gives you now, We do have, if you look at the other priorities, 601 and 602, the Nelson Countywide Transportation Services, that is our telefee money. That's telecommunications money. And that, again, that is what we use for like some of the little special projects on secondary roads when we need to make a little improvement and we need a little money. We keep that around. It also pays for our new sign installation that we put up when we have to put up new signs on secondary roads. This is secondary road money. We can at any time, if we need to pull some of that money up and put it on a project, we can do that. If it's one where we need a few dollars to make it go, if it's a priority, we can do that. And we do that from time to time. But generally, that money right there is more for transportation services and special projects. So I'll be glad to answer any questions that you have.
Okay. If you have any questions.
I'll sit forever.
Okay, we will open the public hearing then for FY 26 to 31 secondary State Road Plan. And since nobody's going to speak to it, I will close the public hearing and move back.
I got one more comment, Mr.
Thank
Chairman. We're about a month early on this process this year. We have not gotten our final allocations. They will be very close to what you see here. They may be off $1,000 or $2, but not a lot. So that is why we will not ask y'all to pass a resolution tonight, because I don't have the final numbers. And I think it was noted that we do that next month. If that's okay with you all.
So we'll postpone taking action on this until next month?
I mean,
Yes,
you can approve it, yeah.
next month.
Yeah. Fair enough.
We're not voting on this tonight, we're just doing the public hearing? Yep.
Public hearing's done, and then we can take
Next.
action next month when we have the numbers. So thank you. Thank you, Mr. Brown.
You might as well stay and be our audience. You might as well be our audience.
Next.
Okay. We have,
Be by ourselves.
next we have public hearing on ordinance 0/2025-2, amendment to Chapter 2, Administration, Article 4, School Board.
All right. Oops. There we go. All right, our state code authorizations are below, 24.2-506 and 24.2-507. So our public hearing was authorized by the Board of Supervisors by adoption of Resolution 2025-17 on March 11th, 2025. Pursuant to State Code 15.2-1427, our public hearing notices were published in the March 20th and 27th editions of the Nelson County Times. Following local code amendments are in conformance with 2021 updates to the state code that change the dates of primary elections in Virginia from being held on the second Tuesday to the third Tuesday in June. This amends the local code to change the deadline for filing declarations and petitions for general elections in November to the third Tuesday in June from the second Tuesday in June. It also amends the local code to change the deadline for filing declarations and petitions for special elections to fill a vacancy to either one, at least 81 days before the election. This is a change from at least 74 days. Or two, if the special election is being held at the second November election after the vacancy occurred, the deadline for filing declarations and petitions is changed to the third Tuesday in June from the second Tuesday in June before the November election. This is what the proposed ordinance amendment 0/2025-02 language changes look like. And it would be effective upon adoption. So I'm happy to answer any questions. We recommend adoption of the proposed ordinance 0/2025-02.
Okay. We'll hold the public hearing, but I don't think you have to go too far.
Okay.
So open the public hearing on ordinance 0/2025-02, the amendment to the Article 4 of the School Board. Since no one's speaking, close the public hearing, And if there's any questions for Candy about the ordinance? Okay. Since there's no question, I'll entertain a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve ordinance O-2025-02, Nelson County Board of Supervisors, amendment of the Code of Nelson County, Virginia, Chapter 2, Administration, Article 4. Is that right? Thank you.
Yes.
School Board.
Second.
Okay, motion and a second. No further discussion. We'll take a roll call.
Dr. Lee?
Yes.
Mr. Parr?
Yes.
Mr. Rutherford?
Yes.
Mr. Reed?
Yes. Okay, thank you, Candy. Okay. Don't believe we have any other business tonight to tend to. And since there isn't, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Continue to April 23rd
Okay,
at 5.
What he
I'll
said.
second.
okay.
Yes.
April 23rd at 5 o'clock.
Yes.
Got it. Yes.
Mr. Rutherford?
Yes.
Mr. Parr?
Yes.
Dr. Lee?
Yes.
Mr. Reed?
Yes. Okay. Meeting is continued.